What's up, man?
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I kind of like dropped this on the fly with you. You're like one of the only people within some of people would just do this on the fly, and I love that. I
I
love
love
that.
doing this stuff.
Yeah. Hey, we already got a comment. Hey, buddy. Go DigiByte. That's right. See, J Dog follows you. He knows what's up.
Sweet.
All right, guys. This is DigiByte Comm Talk. We're here with a special, wonderful guest, Ninja, economy ninja, known on Twitter. So,
yeah, somebody already took it. Someone already took Economy Ninja. If you know him, can you let him know I need that name, the Economic Ninja, because he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that guy does not do anything. It is Economy Ninja on Twitter, Economic Ninja on YouTube, correct?
Yep. Yes.
So follow Ninja on YouTube and Twitter. Now, so my first question would be for you would be what I know you probably told the story before on your YouTube channel, but for better part of this intro for the interview, how did you get into crypto, and just how did that all inspire? Tell us a little bit about your story.
So actually, it was God that got me involved in crypto. But the problem was I didn't listen when I should have.
Okay.
And I was praying one night and got the sense in from the Holy Spirit that I needed to buy Ethereum at $1. And to sort of age myself, I actually went to, I sit on one corporation as a CFO and went to our board and said, I think we need to all go buy $1,000 worth of Ethereum, and we'll just put it in the treasure chest and see what happens. And that conversation went nowhere. And to be honest with you, I sort of bought into what everyone else was thinking about when I was talking about it, because most people talk about things before they do it, right? And I was talking about, I'm thinking about getting into this cryptocurrency stuff. I just don't know how to do it yet. And I didn't do it. I wrote it down on a to-do list. I have that to-do list still. Buy Ethereum at $1. And I didn't do it. So a little bit more in the future, I'm literally sleeping at my work, and I actually work at a job that I can sleep. Anyway, long story short, I was at work, and I was woken up, and the Lord actually said very calmly, "Why didn't you listen to me?" That's all he said.
Why didn't you listen to me?
But it wasn't like that. It wasn't this ominous voice. It was this peaceful voice.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you what, it scared the piss out of me. And I literally jumped out of bed, knew exactly what he meant, and I used some sick leave, ran home, and within about 8 hours, I had never, ever touched a cryptocurrency, and I had, within 8 hours, had the money wired, had to wait a whole day and a half because my first account was Coinbase. We all know how that works out. Mm-hmm. And but I had it in my hands, and it was the smallest investment I'd ever made in my life. And it actually turned into the largest gains I'd ever seen in my life. And I've been an investor for 20 years. I actually became an accredited investor back in 2003, 2004, by the leading of Robert Kiyosaki. And so that's how I got into crypto. And it has been gangbusters ever since, to be honest with you.
Now, you interviewed him as well on your channel, didn't you?
I did. So back in 2003, I got to meet him, and personally, he's the one that showed me how to become a accredited investor. And it was actually a test he put me under, because I actually got to meet one of his corporate lawyers, and which was Garrett Sutton. He wrote a book called Own Your Own Corporation. I actually went and met him for coffee. He was impressed enough with me to go and introduce me to Robert. And Robert, I'll never forget, it was I just met Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, Garrett Sutton, all these really awesome people in the economics world. And they tested me because I was in a circle of them, and they were talking about things. And Robert looks at me and goes, "Well, what do you think about this?" And he asked me a question. I said, "Oh, no, sir, I'm just here to listen." And he said, "No, if you're going to stand in the circle, you're going to answer every question we give you." So I answered the question, and there was dead silence. And I'll never forget this. He looks at me and he points, and he's sort of looking off the side, and he goes, "Do you realize that out of this whole room, there was about 100,000 people. It was a big convention center." He goes, "Nobody can answer that question like you just did." And I went, "Oh, wow." And he goes, "What else do you know?" And so I sort of told him my thesis on economics, the real estate market, currency cycles and things like that. And he goes, I want you to meet someone. And he introduced me to a man that owned one of the largest private oils equity firms in the country. And from there, it just sort of took off, and so fast forward, I stopped real estate back in 06, 07, because I saw that crash coming. It wasn't coming. It was actually happening in 06. Just like the crash that's happening now actually started back in 19. It was before all this sickness stuff. So I actually got to see Robert. I flew out to meet with him at Jekyll Island, where the Federal Reserve was formed. And I said, I am going to get an interview with Robert Kiyosaki. And I was the only one allowed an interview. As a matter of fact, him and his wife said that I had to give all the interview handed over. And it was a horrible interview, by the way. Don't go look at the interview because it was absolutely horrible.
I'm going to find it.
I talked more than Robert because I just wanted to share with him all this stuff about crypto. I actually plugged DigiByte in it. But because he's new to cryptocurrency, he's new to Bitcoin. And that's what I found too. I interviewed a handful of famous economics buffs, and they are all into Bitcoin. They don't know anything about it. They're into it because they want it to go up in value. That's it. They don't know its utility purpose. They couldn't explain how it works, how it's a truth machine. They don't understand the blockchain. They just know it is the next big thing. And that got me really excited. So anyway, long story short, that's how I got into crypto.
Nice. It was almost like they put you through the initiation, being initiated by the ancient samurai warriors and become a ninja.
They did, and actually, it's a real thing. They don't want a bunch of. Honestly, a bunch of. Let's put it this way. In 2004, I had been flipping real estate for for about 3 years, and me and my wife were in it. I mean, we were in it to win it. We were just me and her flipping a home in the heat of it. The best times, every 8 weeks, we were flipping a home or a piece of land. And for a husband and wife couple, that was a lot. We were actually approached to do a TV show back then, and my wife really didn't want the extra attention. I did. I grew up as a comedian, and I was always on stage. I'm used to being in front of people. She doesn't like it. And so, as I grew up in that, I understood that people just want to be around you to sap information off you or get somewhere.
Vampires.
And so Robert and them understand that, and they want to make a decision quick. Are you even supposed to be in this circle? We're going to find out. And it was snap, snap, snap. And what's funny is obviously Robert didn't remember me at first, but as we were doing our interview, he shakes his finger and he goes, you know what? I'm starting to remember you. Because I actually, he said to me after we'd spoken in San Francisco, he said, I'm having dinner with Donald Trump tonight. And this was back in 2004. And he goes, we're not allowed to invite anyone to these meetings because it's the biggest of the biggest. It's the team, right? And him and Donald Trump are actually very, very close friends, really close actually. And back then they were business partners. And he goes, if I could invite anyone, I'd invite you. And I was like, wow. I mean, that was just amazing. Well, I let that relationship fall because I chose my family over that because it was getting too intense.
Family is important,
Yes. And that's the thing too, is, I've went through those cycles of being happy and successful and then being miserable and busy. And I choose the former, I want to be happy and successful, but you can't do everything at once. And so my children are getting to the age where they're able to take care of themselves. And I told my wife, I said, I want to go back. I want to get back involved. I want to go public with some of the things I've been literally in a dungeon, not talking about any of the stuff that I've done. So, and it's not about what I've done. It's about what I've learned. I want to share with people because we've been warning about this crash for 10 years. And now that it's not happening, it's already begun. It's time to get the message out.
Yeah, it is. So I have some visitors in the chat.
Cool.
Tan said, hello, Script, Skynet, and Economic Ninja.
He is awesome.
Oh, that's me. Never mind. I got into crypto thanks to God, money, gold, and silver. Okay. Live long and prosper. And hey, guys. Aloha. Are you from Hawaii?
Me?
Gregson? No. The Wong. Anyway, type that in the chat.
It's funny. Wait, one of the comments was about gold and silver, right?
Yeah. He said, Tantan said that I got into crypto thanks to God's money, gold. He called God's money gold and silver.
Which it is, right? God created gold and silver, which is really interesting because there's such a paradigm shift happening right now with so much of the precious metals community that let's put it this way. I was massive into PMs. I, at one point, actually sat in front of the largest private mint in the country and said, hey, you're about to run out of silver, and I have a plan for you to become the largest private mint on earth. And they laughed me out of the door. And until this one phrase I said, and all of a sudden I've got the vice president leaning over and he goes, how did you know that? And I said, well, it's because I knew that there was going to be a supply glut here pretty shortly. And they're the reason why the Silver Eagle program actually had to stop. It's actually the Sunshine Mint. Well, this was back in, was it 2016, 2015, I think it happened. And it's interesting because I've dealt with some really awesome people in the precious metals industry, and I know that rock solid belief system they have. And they want sound money. And the crazy thing is actually trying to convert some of them into understanding what a blockchain is. And the sad thing is so many of them are trying to want to invest in blockchain. So the only way they can justify it is going, well, I love gold and silver, so let's get a gold and silver backed cryptocurrency. And it blows my mind that they can't just take a little bit of pittance of their investment. Let's say 1% of their investment portfolio and buy a Bitcoin with it and then just transfer it from wallet to wallet and see how it works. Because once they figure that out, they'll go, oh, there's no reason to have precious metals backing it. Precious metals are their own totally different style of investment vehicle.
Yeah,
which are going to explode,
The crypto has valuable, the blockchain or cryptocurrency has its own value. You can't measure that to gold or silver, because, even though so does gold and silver, gold is used, in computers, TVs and whatnot. Precious metals. I'm sorry.
So actually, gold is not used in TVs and electronics. What you're seeing, the gold that you see physically on a circuit board is such a small amount of the gold. And the reason why is this: gold is the purest conductor of electricity, right?
Yeah.
So when you have to run a line of electricity through a circuit board and you use gold, it's because what you're doing is you're running so small amount of electricity through the amperage through that board, but you need to make sure it's a pure signal, right? So on a spectrometer or whatever, you want it to sit even and equal. However, so very little gold is used, right? It's usually extremely thin.
It's not like a gold bar's in there and you're going to have to take your TV apart and sell it.
Now, where you really want to look at electronics usage and precious metals is silver. The reason why is silver has the highest amperage to melt ratio out of anything that you could put in electronics. So now think about it. In the newer cell phones, they're running actually some pretty good amperage, right? Or milliamps or whatever. But my point being is you can't actually build a cell phone with gold. The only metal you can use to be able to fit into this case, this size of an apparatus, and move the electricity through it that you need to is silver. And that is actually the Achilles heel of the entire world's manufacturing system, and they don't know it yet. Because since there is no other, because it goes gold is the cleanest, silver is a little dirtier. So on a spectrometer or whatever, you're actually going to see a little bit more resistance, but you're able to push a higher amperage. Then you move to copper, right? Because it costs too much to move. You can't even move the amount of electricity through gold as you can copper, or it would melt. Same thing with silver. So they have their individual uses, and the reason why silver is going to be so valuable is two reasons. Most of the worldwide silver is found at the crust of the earth, whereas gold is found beneath, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, what you'll find is that there are only a few primary silver mines on Earth. Everyone else is mining other items, and silver is mainly a byproduct. Because of getting down to that, they go through the silver portion of the Earth's surface.
Mm-hmm.
Silver is declining so rapidly, it's crazy. And I don't know if you've ever seen this, but in 2006, the USGS put out a report, and they accidentally put it out, and a bunch of silver bugs grabbed it. And it actually showed that they believed, I believe it was the year 2021, that all above ground silver was going to be gone, right? Now, a lot of people say, well, that's conspiracy theory. Well, we actually know a fact. Back in 2018, I believe it was 2018, and I want to say it was Halloween of 2018, October 31st. I don't have my notes in front of me, so it's been a long time since I've looked at my silver stuff.
Okay.
We actually went from a net miner, a net producer from the mines of silver to a net user. So what means is that production outweighed mining. And that was an incredible pivotal point in our country's history, our world's history. Because the thing is since we're not stopping this, the building of electronics, we're going to continually use silver. The sad thing is that the precious metals community wants to get involved in something outside of the dollar, and Bitcoin and DigiByte, they nail all those things. But because they're so on sound money, they can't take enough time to focus on the blockchain technology and what it is, being a truth machine that you can't just...
They hear cryptocurrency, they're thinking, oh, magic internet money. It's not, it's nothing. What kind of value is that? We already do that through, transaction of data. But they don't do their homework, and they don't look at the blockchain aspect of things. Yeah,
and think about this. They go, well, I've seen people on CNBC, and it's all a false narrative. And I'm telling you right now, it's on purpose, because just like Jamie Dimon said that one day, that Bitcoin from drug dealers and rapists, right? They literally were caught buying $40 million worth that day alone. All right, I was there. I watched it happen live. All right. So the scary thing is that they watch these people that come out on CNBC and say, well, there's no value to a Bitcoin because you just make as many Bitcoins as you want. That is a flat out lie.
Yeah, you can't do that, guys. You can't make as much Bitcoin you want. It's over a periodic of time.
Yeah. Now, what you could do is you can fork Bitcoin. But hey, guess what? Because the code is so pure and it's a trust machine, if you want to fork Bitcoin, well, then the second you fork it, you have to give whatever you fork, like Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin Diamond. You've got to actually give everyone that held a Bitcoin whatever you fork. So if you held one Bitcoin, you get one Bitcoin Cash. And that's the sad thing.
It's a huge incentive on that.
Yeah. And the sad thing is, honestly, we're already talking to a bunch of people that know everything. And I'm not saying that in an insulting way. They get this. They get it. That's why they're listening to Script. Because they love your commentary. The sad thing is, how do you get this information? And I'll tell you what, if any of your viewers like the way I just described it, go get it to your family. Because I'll tell you right now, I used to be a huge precious metals bull. I was a huge real estate bull. Now I'm an everything bull. But the thing is it all comes in its own time cycle. And that's the most important thing, is knowing what cycle you're in and where you should have your money. Because we've all lived through, or you and me, Script, have lived through this last cycle, right? You were in it 2017, right?
Yeah, right before the Bitcoin hype.
Yeah, so how was the last 2 years for you? I mean, it sucked.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, I sold my house to buy Bitcoin. And
I never got to that point because, I've seen early videos, people selling their house. Back in, it was in early 2017, people were selling their house to buy Litecoin. They went all in on Litecoin, and Litecoin just dropped.
Yeah, wasn't that gentleman with the long brown hair?
There were several of them.
Yeah, because I met one of them at the Litecoin conference, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of there were several of them. They went live on YouTube telling everybody, I'm going to sell my house. I'm going all in on Litecoin.
Yeah.
And this was after Litecoin already pumped. So
and that's so I went to the Litecoin conference. I got to meet Charlie Lee, his brother. I met John Kim. Dude, awesome guys. I mean, you want to talk about the brain power in that room? I was being squeezed out real quick. I mean, I'm standing next to Ron Paul and just amazing group of people. It's funny, you got to tag John Kim in this, because I told John I'm going to become the DigiByte hype man like he is for Litecoin. And we can't forget that, first off, we're a derivative. DigiByte's a derivative of Litecoin, right? It forked off of Litecoin, which obviously came off of Bitcoin. And what those guys have done before us is just absolutely amazing. It really is. And what's funny is when I talk to any of them or anybody in crypto and I bring up DigiByte, every single one of them have the exact same thing. It's not like, well, you're lame. That's lame. It's a stupid project. Every single one of them just goes, yeah. I mean, that look, that is awesome. There's something there. It's just like there's so many people that just know. I've never heard anything bad about it except for a couple of fudsters on Twitter that probably live in their mom's basement still and don't even have a photo of themselves on their profile. So I'm totally
followers
going off. Yeah, totally going off on a total tangent, but it's crazy.
Yeah. So if you guys have any economic questions for Economic Ninja, go ahead, put them in the chat. We'll put them up on the screen.
Please. I'm so much better when I'm asked questions because my videos suck. I'm not even joking. Like, I look at this camera.
It's like you're talking to yourself sometimes. I know how you feel, man.
I just start talking, and the people are like, man, you ramble. You're stupid. And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm thinking about what groceries I have to buy later.
I did watch that last video, or the second to the last video you did. Mm-hmm. Constructive criticism. If you just bring that, whiteboard a little closer to the screen where everybody can see it.
I will. Gosh, it's funny because I literally put it out. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do something really good. And I'm looking and I know what I'm writing, so I could see it in the screen.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm good. But no, thank you. I will do that.
I did see it. It's just it needs to be a little closer.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, that's good. I need that kind of constructive criticism.
Yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, I'm not hating on you. I love you, man.
Thank you. And hey, you know what? Remember, you were the first person. You and there's some ladies that run a cryptocurrency. They love DigiByte channel, and I apologize, I forget their name, but it was them and you that actually I had 50 subscribers, and I did a couple DigiByte videos, and you threw it out there like, hey, you should follow this Economic Ninja. He likes DigiByte, and just things started flowing. And I really want to thank you for that.
Yeah. So what it was I was already in. I was doing the videos, frame by frame, read the articles, and with a little production in it. And then, I also search on YouTube and Twitter, see who's actually, viewing DigiByte. I'm a watcher. I want to see, is the awareness working? Obviously it is. I'm just saying, like, I'm all for finding new people that are interested in DigiByte.
Yeah. And
then I found you, listened. And I think what impressed me was the breakdown of Digi assets tied to homes and all that, and then how that could work. I really do think that could work.
Oh yeah.
So, especially if you own like a whole slew of houses and just assetize it on your assets, and then when you sell the houses, since you own them and you sell them to the new owners, you can assetize those houses, right?
So it's actually even bigger than that. So let me throw out my thought.
Hold on. Before you throw out your thought, I just wanted to say, and that's why I did the video about you.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I said, hey guys, go follow Economic Ninja.
Nice.
He has some good things to say, and I tweeted it. And so, it was the video was worth its due, and I just wanted to, get you some exposure.
And you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm not. So, go ahead.
So let's get into the assets. So there's only one piece missing, and I need to talk to Josiah and some other people that are working on the dev side right now. But okay, let's say I'm a real estate investor, and I would like to be able to open the opportunity for anybody on earth to invest in real estate. Let's say I'm doing real good. I know my stuff. I mean, I'm a little cold right now because I'm pulled out of the real estate market. I'm an agent, but I pulled out of the market from the investor side, right? Okay. I'm waiting for the big crash to happen. So let's say that crash happens and I start picking up assets and I start picking up 10 plexes, 20 plexes, right? Well, by law, you have to have a certain amount of investment to invest in those. And usually those are well over 20% down payment. I'm sure there's some crazy loans out there where you can get under 20%, but by and large, for these, multi-million-dollar properties that are the really good ones, right? Because remember, anybody can afford a $100,000 property. Not everybody can afford a $10 million property. So usually you get more bang with your buck as far as your rate of return, right? Your return on investment when you're buying a more expensive property, as long as you buy it right. So let's say I go buy this $1 million property, and I want to open it up to everybody, right? I'm going to put the whole deal together. So for all my sweat equity, honestly, I'm going to put in nothing, right? And this is how a lot of investors do it. A lot of developers do business. They said, look, I'm going to put the opportunity out there, and I'm going to give investors an opportunity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post photos of this property, how much it is, and how much the current rents are, and how much vacancy is there. So let's say there's a 20% vacancy rate. It's a 10-plex, let's say. And I'm just throwing out numbers. So you're going, man, 10-plex for $1 million? Where's that? Probably New York. I'm just throwing out numbers. So you have, out of 10 places in this 10-plex, 2 of them are vacant, 8 of them are rented, and let's say it's $1 million, and rents are $120,000 a year. So a little bit over 1%. So what I do is I would be able to put this on the DigiByte blockchain, and I would be able to sell Digi assets and raise money for this, right? Now, let's say I raise this money and I have the money to go buy the property. Now, every month there is obviously money coming in for rents, about, let's say, $11,500, $12,000 a month, and that's making a profit. And then there's some expenses. So every month, as I take those rents in, I would be able to inject into everybody that owns those Digi assets their percentage of the profits. And what would be neat is, because this is done on the blockchain, and I know there's about to be regulations coming down the pike in a few years, but right now there's no regulations in this. You don't need to be an accredited investor, or you don't need to have 20% to come into the property. We raise the money to pay cash, so everybody, ponies up. Let's say someone ponies up $100 in DigiByte, someone ponies up 10,000 in DigiByte, and the contract works in a way that the mechanism works in a way where the math is already done, where everybody, the code is written to where everybody knows what percentage they own of that property, which means if you put in $10 and that asset is making 10% per year, you're getting back $1.10 for every dollar you put in, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so the only part missing, there's actually a few parts missing, but the main part missing right now is when the investor takes the rents in, deposits it into the bank account, and then there's a way to be able to audit what the bank account took in as rents and show how much the expenses were, like a plumber had to go to one of the units or the lawns had to be mowed. That mechanism to be able to talk from the balance sheet or the P&L to the blockchain. And I know that's coming, but when that happens, and I already know there's some other projects that are working on this right now, when that happens, it's going to explode. And what I'm excited about is imagine, I don't even know any famous developers, right? Let's say George Gammon actually wants to open this up. I guarantee if I had this talk with him, his mind would be blown, because he has no idea this is what you could do on the blockchain. George Gammon bought a place in Columbia, or let's say New York, because he's crushing it right now, right? He bought a place in Manhattan, and he opens it up to the world. And there's somebody living in Ohio right now that's got like $1,000 in DigiByte, and they're super stoked on it. And he goes, hey, would you like to invest in this Manhattan project? And this person's been watching George on TV for a while, or on YouTube, and goes, you know what, I'd love to put in $100. And he puts in $100 to just taste the same success that they're making at this higher end. And they get to literally enjoy the exact same rate of return as the millionaire or billionaire is getting, if that makes sense. I think that's a total game changer. And that's what I think Digi Assets is going that direction.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So I did have a question for Digi Assets. Let's see, right here. Hope one day to use Digi Assets in real estate. Need direction.
Well, I hope that answered it.
Yeah.
I hope that answered it. To be honest with you guys, it sounds funny because there's a lot of people that get really frustrated. Humans are so tied to time, it's insane. Like, we have zero patience, right? You are literally involved in the greatest technology, literally in modern history, and you are in early. That's what's crazy. Throughout my entire investing career, I learned that I had to become an accredited investor to be able to invest like people in Congress, to be able to get the biggest bang for my buck, right? And that's sad. I actually thought it was one of the worst things ever, a part of our society. And I used to warn people about it and say, do you realize how much of a scheme this is? Like, I should be able to invest in Google before it went public, but you're not legally allowed to until you prove to the government that you can. Well,
Yeah,
now
that's
that you're
crazy.
involved in blockchain, you're literally there, man. I mean, if you don't understand how big of an opportunity blockchain is right now, let's put it this way. I can guarantee you, anyone that's listening right now, you do not think this is a big deal if you are literally not selling everything you own. And I did exactly that. I figured it out. This is insane. And we only have so much time before the regulators move in, regulate the snot out of it. They're going to whitelist all of our addresses and you're stuck. And whoever got in early is going to be in. Whoever got in late, well, they're just going to be able to go buy something called Bitcoin on their Bank of America account and hope it goes up, just like you bought Tesla. You don't actually own the stock. You can't loan against it. You can't enjoy all of the benefits that Elon Musk does or any of the other elite. But hey, I bought it and hopefully it goes up in price. So sorry, I'm going off on a total tangent.
No,
I
I
would
would
wake
too.
up to this.
I would too if I found out that I can't do the what were they IPO
Yep.
investments and all that.
Yeah.
So I'd be upset too, man. I mean, it's not equal and fair, you know. So I
Yeah.
mean,
Can I share a
I
story
shouldn't
real
have to
quick?
be a genius to join the moon. You know what I mean?
I got to share a story real quick with you. So when I went through the ICO craze of 2017, I never had to pull out my, the whole accredited investor crap until I hit Salt. And Salt, I called them up and I said, I want to be part of this ICO. They said, well, you got to be accredited. And I said, sign me up. I am. And that was sad because I had been crushing it on these ICOs. I tell that story about Populous where I bought it 30 cents and I sold it $80. That's insane. When I was interviewing Kiyosaki, I said something like, most people don't understand what it's like to buy an investment and a year later sell it for, I threw out some stupid number. I want to say like 12,000% return. And he looked at me like I was crazy, but I wasn't. And now that I can prove it. It's verifiable on the blockchain, right? And so it's sad that pretty soon there's going to be a day, and I mean, literally it will be a day where the government goes, okay, no one can withdraw from their accounts until we get this figured out. And we're, their exchanges, and we're going to implement this rule, this rule, this rule, and this rule. And it's going to have to do with whitelisting. If you don't know what whitelisting your accounts are, you need to start looking it up and figuring it out because there's murmurs of it, and I can guarantee you it's happening. And for those that did it ahead of time, that went and got into cold storage and learned about how to pull your assets off into your own hands, hold your own private keys, if you didn't do that, you're going to be ass out. That is just the truth.
Yeah, there's a group of people, there's many groups of people that, want cryptocurrency to stay as free as it can, with limited regulation, some compliancy. But there's another group out there that do not want you to have that power in your own hands.
Yeah. Who do you think those people are? I mean, honestly, those people are the bankers that want to custody your currency and make money off it. Let me give you an example. The Rothschilds make money by moving everyone's money. And I heard some crazy number one day. They make up to 14% a day. And it's because, and I'll give you an example. When you want to move a US dollar to the other side of the world, what do? You wire it, right? Well, you have to use what's called the SWIFT system. So you pay for an international wire today. I think it's costing $75 or $100. Who gets that money? Well, most of it goes to whoever invented the SWIFT system. And I'm telling you right now, they want control because they didn't take this very seriously. They did not take blockchain seriously. Now they're taking it seriously. And what they're doing is they're going to try and regulate it. And they're going to push whatever news they can to make you beg for regulation. And the scary thing is we have something completely new coming out that nobody's talking about. That's central bank digital currencies and the new economic system built on a blockchain, but it's actually not a blockchain. And that's what's scary. I mean, central bank digital currencies and the US is behind. Like China crushed it. They came out first and they're forcing the Fed into this situation. It is not a blockchain. They could print and subtract whatever they want. Now, they will be forced to run it on a blockchain. I personally believe it's XRP, but I don't believe XRP is a currency at all. I just believe it's a platform. It's like rails that the train, the digital currencies ride on. But people have no idea what's coming. And honestly, every single one of us are about to buy into it because I'll bet you money that next stimulus check is offered on a digital wallet. because I already know they've already been made.
Well, yeah, I mean they're already trying to lay the groundwork of this whole digital currency thing on their terms. So
yeah, they're building a narrative.
I was just talking to my friend over the phone about this very thing. Like, if you get in early, you're not going to be the masses forced into losing the value of your dollar, turning it into a digital dollar,
Yep.
and in a wallet that they track you. You know, I mean, it's ridiculous to think that that's how it's going to happen, but it is. I mean, people are going to have their power of their banks, just like an app on their phone for their bank account, but as a the United States cryptocurrency dollar, and it's going to lose value when it does that. It's not the same as Bitcoin, where you can never have over 21 million Bitcoin, right? And there's already 4 million plus that's already lost. So you have 16, 17,000 Bitcoin out there floating around, and many more Bitcoin and Satoshis lost in the ether. And so just because people are playing around with it and it's not a toy, so
exactly.
I mean, same thing with all the other cryptocurrencies like DigiByte. I'm sure there's like a million DigiByte out there lost, way more probably. So, the value of these assets and true blockchains compared to the United States digital dollar is just it's unparalleled. There is no match there. But to tell somebody about this, I was talking to my friend, my buddy, that just got into crypto and downloading a Coinbase wallet and and all that stuff. But he's hip. So we're getting him there. But he even recognizes, a lot of these people are going to, if they don't wake up, it's almost like there's a lot of confusion out there in the world and no one's paying attention to what's really going on, because I know big banks are going in all in on Bitcoin, letting it ride for a while.
Yeah.
Who cares if it goes back, 30, 40%? They're in it. They're in it. And so, I mean, it ain't no joke, man.
Well, let's throw out some thoughts, because we're here for DigiByte, right? So last Bitcoin mine will happen around 2140, right? I just did a quick Google search.
Yeah, it's a long time. We will be long dead. Yeah.
That's right. So when is the last DigiByte mined?
2035.
That's right. So now we have I'm so serious. The most decentralized in nature cryptocurrency blockchain in the entire spectrum, right? It is literally the OG of cryptos. It's been around so long that a lot of the projects that have been around a little bit longer have fallen off, right? Now, obviously, there's Litecoin, there's Bitcoin, and there's some others in that 100, that top 100 coin market.
They're the early movers, yeah.
Yeah, DigiByte has not wavered, right? I am so excited about this currency because it is literally the sleeping giant. Let's put it this way. What was the first thing Amazon did when it got online? Do you remember? In the early 90s. What did Amazon do? What was its first purpose? What was the reason for Amazon.com?
I have no idea.
It sold books. That's all Amazon did.
Sold library books.
Yeah, it sold books, right?
Yeah, it sold books from, okay, now I remember.
Yeah, everyone mocked them.
Never used it.
Dude, we're in the digital age, Jeff Bezos. We're selling lasers. We're doing computer stuff. We're doing colos. You're a moron.
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd that work out for all those retards? I mean, honestly, they're all gone. Pets.com. I'll buy Pets.com. That thing went up in price. Yeah, that was the 1990 version of Tesla. And honestly, who's left? Amazon. Because what happened is slowly they started growing. They started reaching out. They started grabbing. What's DigiByte doing? Hey, let's do something called DigiAssets. Ooh, let's go over here. Let's do some ID, some identification. Let's do some security protocols back here. They've got their tentacles in so many things. And like I just did a video on BuyDAO, right? I think BuyDAO is going to be huge. And actually, I don't even want to talk about it because I just want to buy it all up. But I will right now. Just like BuyDAO did, all these guys that are first to market, they jump in. What was it? They want to do a partnership with DigiByte. There was another one that just did it too. What was the last big partnership?
The last big one?
Chainlink. Chainlink did one.
What, with who?
DigiByte, where they started to integrate DigiByte into their protocols. There's a lot of these.
Chainlink would be
did
a
it.
new one to
Buy
me.
it out. Who else?
Chainlink would be a new one to me. I never heard that.
Chainlink did. Let me see. DigiByte. Let's go to the phone that knows everything, right?
Well, I know
GPS this.
Packcoin made a partnership with DigiByte before the news of ByteDAO. Safe Haven. You got VID.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so yeah, you're right.
And
Sorry, I was wrong with Chainlink, but I'm starting to
yeah, if that would amaze me if we had Chainlink merge.
well, maybe after this video they will.
Well, we could probably do something with the RC the REN DGB maybe for Chainlink linking. You know what I mean?
That's another great one.
So
yeah,
the ERC20 token, yeah.
So anyway, my point being is that everyone I've talked to in the space, when I bring up DigiByte, and these guys know a lot about crypto, nobody bashes DigiByte, and that tells me it's that look in their eyes that, oh yeah, that is, it's like people don't know what to do with it. It's because it's
underground. I wouldn't say they wouldn't bash it, because there's a lot of people that have been in it for a while and they're just sick and tired of hearing the same old thing, and they just give up on DigiByte, and then they get animosity towards DigiByte. But if you compare the technology, never mind what's already developed, because a lot of people, they want things developed for DigiByte that they don't understand. You're entering a decentralized community. It's up to you.
Yeah.
It's not up to somebody else out of their pocket to make you what you want. You go out and get it. And that's the whole point. But, if you compare DigiByte with other cryptocurrencies, it's technically, is it fair to compare Ethereum and DigiByte? There might be some,
you can't do it. Yeah.
The thing is like comparisons have already been played out. I already know what DigiByte's capable of.
DigiByte's completely different from Ethereum too. That's what people need to get through their heads. I mean, the smart contract, like Josiah said the other day, right now with Digi Assets, we're at approximately 70% of the abilities of an Ethereum contract. And they looked at the last 30% and they went, we just don't see it worth the time diving into that, building that much code. We just don't see it.
Well, so Digi Assets is the color coin code that was already developed for Bitcoin, and we adopted it. Now there is, I know for a fact that DigiByte can run probably better than Ethereum once it's built. So
I agree.
It's not just what Ethereum is doing is, yes, it's Ethereum. It's what they're doing is one of a kind already. They've already spawned so much in Ethereum and through their protocols, and just multiplied, and they have a network effect with farming and all these things that help Ethereum. So it's like its own ecosystem for sure.
Yeah.
But DigiByte, if we had multi-million-dollar prospects and people are like, DigiByte. DigiByte would be the monster. Without a doubt. But right now, we are a decentralized. The devs do it out of their kindness of their heart. We've already accomplished a lot. And we have been focusing on decentralization, security, and real world use cases today. Not just stuck in DigiByte. The whole world needs to get stuck in DigiByte. No. DigiByte is going to the whole world. It's what I mean.
Yeah, well, let me say something real quick to what you're saying about devs and the kindness of their heart. I actually disagree with that, because I know a lot of developers, and the one thing I know about developers is they love to show off in a very special way, and they have that attitude of, oh yeah, I'll show you, and they're pounding down on that keyboard, and they're invested their time into something that they believe in.
Yeah, so well, what I mean by kindness of their heart, I'm talking about. They listen to the community, and they respect the community. They take what they can get and build what's culpable to what DigiByte is able to deliver right now as we speak on the premises of their own pocket, or on some kind of fundraising. It's not popular to do it all the time, but sometimes the devs get in a jam, and we need another developer because someone has to go back to work, and because it's all in their own free time. It's not like they're getting paid.
Yeah.
So like Matthew Cornelius, great dude. He's the one that created the DigiID and spawned over and helped Juan with AntimID. Now, AntimID is a whole company on its own entity using the DigiID, my DigiPassword blockchain protocols. But here's the thing: like, there's people that do believe in DigiByte, but when you get to know the devs, they're not butt munchers. I'm trying not to cuss. Totally. I try not to cuss. So, I mean, I've
heard butt muncher in a while.
I've reached out to Matthew, and he was kind enough to answer some questions. I reached out to Juan, and he was kind enough to answer some questions. I reached out to Josiah. He was kind enough. Rudy. I reached out to Jared Tate. It took a while for Jared Tate to say hi, but I'm not gonna sit here and just say what these guys have done is that purest or the pureness of their heart for greed or anything like that. I really think that the DigiByte community, they all have their own jobs, and they're actually selfless to actually say, okay, I'm on my month vacation from my job at IT or whatever company they work for. Yeah. And they code up DigiByte what's needed, right? They look at what's needed, and the community sometimes raises up those funds, and we get it done. But I haven't seen the devs from DigiByte really going after some other cryptocurrency or other platforms devs and say, hey, we're better than you. I think that majority of that came from the early comparison. Early comparison, like, here's Bitcoin, here's Litecoin, and here's DigiByte. Everybody's seen that. You want to know why Bitcoin Cash isn't in there anymore? We just don't compare Bitcoin Cash to DigiByte anymore. It's just that simple. But the thing is, what I'm saying is, you see a comparison, and really, I saw a lot of people seeing it was basically an evolution of the UTXO blockchains, and that's all it is. It just kept getting better and better and better, right? Yeah. No need for any arguments. Just without the arguments in the way, without tribalism. Look how it evolved. Look how the UTXO blockchain evolved.
Yeah.
Now we have the marvel of DigiByte. It's just that simple. I'm not putting any other cryptocurrencies to shame. Yeah. They all have their place, right? You've heard of the big three, right? Oh, yeah. Well, the big three UTXO blockchains, right?
Yeah.
So, Bitcoin, Litecoin, DigiByte. People like to throw Ethereum in there. Hey, that's fine, but it's it's going to be proof of stake. So, So, totally. There's really no point of comparing them anymore because we already went through that phase. Yep. But I see a big evolution. It's clear. It's clear as day. It got better, and it continues to get better. And once people realize, hey, this is better, maybe we can build upon this, and DigiByte one day will have its day to shine. Not only shine, just shine in the sky.
Well, let me throw this out there. So a lot of people are saying
head out.
Yeah, so a lot of people are saying wind moon, and it's interesting because I was reminded YouTube subscribers do a great job of reminding you when you're wrong, right? So someone had asked a while back when I thought DigiByte was going to hit its all-time high again. I said, probably when we see a $20,000 Bitcoin. And obviously that didn't happen, right? But actually, if you think about it, it didn't happen with anything. Ethereum is nowhere near. It's a third of its price. XRP is like a quarter of its all-time high, right? And and Bitcoin's crushing up, and people don't get it. What's happening is what you've always dreamed about, what you've always asked for. When are the banks going to buy? When are the big money coming in? It's happening.
Well, it's already happening, guys.
It's done. Like, it's already moving every day. PayPal and Square buy more Bitcoin than the mining amount globally. The problem that most people can't figure out is that they're a lot smarter than you. They're a lot smarter than me. So they are using bots and over-the-counter market purchases to buy it, and it's not running the price up. And
right. It's actually it's making profit off the sideways trading.
Exactly. And people are like, but I thought it was going to moon. Stop thinking like you and start thinking like a banker. Now, this is what's going to happen. This is what people don't get. When PayPal came out and said, yeah, we're going to sell Bitcoin. And people are like, yeah, you want to buy it? They sold you all the Bitcoin they've been buying for a couple of years. That's literally how it's happening. Now they're going to go out and they're going to buy some more. But the facts are they've been slowly accumulating it. You could actually watch these bankers give interviews on CNBC, and they literally tell you they first started dabbling in this in 2014. The facts are they didn't dabble. They were buying it, and they were buying a lot of it, a lot more than all of us. Now, here's the shining light. Because you're like, crap, Ninja, this is really bumming me out. What does a bank do when they buy Bitcoin that a retail investor doesn't do? If you had to guess, Sean, what does a bank do differently when they buy an asset that normally a retail investor would do? I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, I don't know too much.
Okay, when a bank buys something,
I mean, I've never been a bank. You know what I mean? Like,
all right, let's start thinking like a bank.
In that position.
An institution buys something because they not only see the value today, but they see the value in the future, right?
Right.
So would a bank buy something today and sell it to you tomorrow?
Yeah.
No, not necessarily, right?
I thought you just said they see a future sell right there.
No, what they see is the future value, right? So I'll give you an example. The other day,
other than a house? Other than a house?
They don't sell you a house. Oh, that's a whole different topic. You want to start talking about derivatives and
I'm
mortgages?
sorry, hold up. You get me lost all the time. Hold up.
Sorry.
I'm trying to, what I'm doing is I'm trying to listen to you. At the same time, I'm reading all these comments. So
okay.
My failure. Sorry. Yeah, when you put me on the spot like that, I'm already trying to read comments to see which ones you can answer to.
Oh, no worries. So this is the question. All right. This is the question. What does a bank do different when they invest in something as opposed to you and I when we invest in someone? Just a normal everyday person. What's different than a bank investing in something? What do they do with that asset as opposed to somebody else?
What's the something? I'm not sure.
Okay,
I do know they borrow more on the dollar. Like they borrow invisible money that's not there.
Yeah, that's true. They leverage the crap out of their investments, right? But they don't just buy it to sell it to you tomorrow. They buy because they know the value of what it's going to be in the future, right? We have many banks coming out, and I'll give you an example. One of the reps from the Guggenheim came out the other day, and they bought something, I don't know, $250 million of the Bitcoin, and they were being interviewed on CNBC, and the reporter was like, well, where do you think Bitcoin's going to go? What do you think its value is? He didn't even stutter. He said $400,000. And the person doing the interview actually choked on their own spit. You could hear him like they didn't even believe it. And the person said, as a matter of fact, 400,000 could be quite undervalued. We actually believe that the long-term prospects for Bitcoin are massive. And this person doing the interview couldn't even figure it out. Well, the point is that when a bank buys something, they're not just buying Tesla to go sell it to you tomorrow. They buy it for $10, sell it to you for 12. They know that it's going to be in the hundreds for two reasons. They know what the company is doing, and they know as they pull a ton of Tesla off the market, they know they're going to make the supply so small that they can run that price up. And that's the problem. Retail investors don't think like that. That's how I think. I mean, I want to pull as much of a token off the market as possible. You know, I made a comment one day, and this isn't joking around. We all started with our bag, right? We all had a bag. Well, my goal was to make my bag as big as possible, and I started trading and investing, but trading. And I had my investment off to the side, my hodl, and then I had my trades. I've been explaining this on my channel last week or so of how we do our trades and why we arbitrage between three different projects. We don't arbitrage. I used to arbitrage between exchanges in 2017. You could make a lot of money. Like I'd buy a Bitcoin for like $600 and I'd go just move it into my private wallet and then move it back to another exchange. And I'd sell it at that exchange for $700. And then I would do that all day long. And I remember my record was 20 grand in a day. That was awesome.
There's an echo. Do you have your vocal or something on over there on your side?
No, I don't know.
I hear it. I hear an echo. I don't know why.
I don't know what to do. I'm not very techie. I'm a ninja. That's all I do.
Can you turn your try turning down your volume on your side just a little bit so you can still hear me. Just kind of turn it down just a little bit. I don't know if I can still hear the echo bad. I wonder why that is.
Is it getting better?
I don't know.
Is it better now?
Echo.
Echo.
What's up? What's up, Zep? I can't hear it.
Can you hear the echo now?
You guys hear the echo? Is there
Zep.
still an echo? That's the first time I've gotten echo out of just nothing going on.
What's going on in here?
I don't know. We got 20.
Zep.
We
Hey,
got
Zep.
20 viewers, and all of a sudden there's an echo.
It's because Zep jumped in.
Zep, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You're lagging us, buddy.
I'm not at work today, Zep, so I actually got a drink tonight.
Evening, gents. Dude,
Yeah.
Zep, we still got to do like a collaborative DigiByte community video. Still got to do that. I promise you, buddy. Yeah. So you just jumped into the interview with Economic Ninja. If you guys have any ninja questions, you know, how to scale walls and throw ropes with harpoons on them. Yeah.
It's really all about the crane, to be honest with you.
The crane, the old karate misdirection kick.
Yeah. You know, if I was in a movie and I was going to get beat up by a bunch of ninjas, I'd want to find a bunch of fat white ninjas like me that look like Chris Farley. I'd take them on.
Yeah, I would take on Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Why not? A bunch of Chris Farleys.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Ninja, what do you think? Okay, here. What do you think about Theta, mainnet 3.0 with T-Fuel? Oh, but that's, by the way, I wanted to ask you, what I know recently you just did a video. Why don't you tell this guy?
Yeah, this is perfect timing. So I actually sold my Theta today. Everyone's like, what? So okay, this is awkward. So sorry, my son's coming in. This is my son's room, by the way. I need to full disclosure.
Is he camera shy? Is he camera shy? Let me.
No, he's not. Actually, he's starting a YouTube channel. He did one video and got like 70,000 views. I'm not joking.
Dude, we need to interview him. Is he in tune with DigiByte and all that?
He's on the phone right now, but no, he actually invested in 2017 like $1,200, and it turned into a grip of cash when he was young. He was like 14, and he actually just saved up and put himself through pilot school and became a pilot. He just got his driver's license, and he just finished pilot school all by himself. So he's going to start a YouTube channel on how to be a young pilot. So
that's awesome, man.
He's crushing it. So I'm really proud of him.
Does he look like you?
Way better. He looks like my wife. So way better looking. So anyway, yeah, let's get to Theta, because whoever's typing this away is like, answer the question.
Yeah, he's like, dang, yeah.
Okay, Theta 3.0 is epic. To even bring in the thought that you're mining or you're actually upholding the Theta nodes, right? Whether it be Guardian, Validator, or an Edge Catcher, and you're getting T-Fuel, they're now adding the whole concept of if you have T-Fuel, we can actually let you now stake T-Fuel. That is amazing, because I actually liquidated all my T-Fuel a long time ago because it was inflationary. Mm-hmm. I did real well on it, but now this is a total game changer. And I actually, instead of going to the Litecoin conference in 2019, I was actually going to the Samsung conference in San Jose to actually sit down and meet with the team at Theta, because I knew that they were every Samsung TV. Did you know that it actually has a Theta node built into every Samsung smart TV as of last year?
No.
Oh, dude, it's huge. Like, it's insane. Theta is a game changer. And the sad thing is, again, like how we talked about precious metals, people can't figure out crypto unless there's a precious metals component. Well, there's a lot of people in crypto that can't figure out Theta because they're trying to like put it in the realm of Ethereum, because Theta just implemented smart contracts, which it has to do. Eventually, every blockchain that is staying relevant will implement smart contracts. The problem is most people try and think of that new blockchain with smart contracts as an Ethereum killer or a Ethereum 2.0, which it isn't, and Theta does its own job. It's for video on demand. If you want to kill something, Theta is the YouTube killer. That's it. It is the Amazon AWS killer. It is the cloud infrastructure killer. It's not an Ethereum killer. So yes, I did just liquidate. Actually, it was funny because I actually called you today when I did it. I liquidated most of my Theta. I'm coming back to it, but I actually bought DigiByte with it. And it's funny because usually
nice.
I crushed it too. Well, the thing is, the trade took forever to go through. And I bought a good grip of DigiByte because DigiByte's my number one love, right? My number one passion in blockchain.
Yeah.
But because it is the decentralized, it has its own place in my investing mind, right? Whereas XRP, I do, which I couldn't stand in the beginning because it's a banker's coin, but I do that because you can't fight what's going on with that tech. And then I do Theta because, well, shoot, I mean, they're crushing it when it comes to video on demand. Well, I liquidated into DigiByte, and usually I let the price come down to me. But I told Script, I go, look, I got a feeling, and I went with it. And obviously, it dropped down like, I don't know, 6 or 7% since I bought it. But I'm cool with it. I just got a weird feeling. And so I dove more into DigiByte. And the cool thing is, let's say I'm 100% wrong, and DigiByte stays. The day it explodes, a lot of people laughed when I went big into XRP 6 months ago, and it sat between 18 and 25 cents for that long. And then one day it just went, I'm awake. And DigiByte does the same thing. It just goes, I think I'll do something today. And enough people just FOMO into it, and then you're able to make some insane gains. So.
In fact, I think DigiByte, price action, technicals, fundamentals, the community, the upgrades, DigiByte is poised to do a really good quarter next year.
Yeah.
And then the second quarter, we've seen that last year or earlier this year. And but we got a whole year, guys, where all these alts are going to explode once Bitcoin pulls back, 30-60%, like 4 times before it reaches its new all-time high. So a lot of people don't know they truly are early. And let's see, it was like, I don't know, last January, February, I did a video about DigiByte millionaires, and it wasn't really a video about current DigiByte millionaires. It was about who is going to stack and accumulate in dollar cost average as much DigiByte as they can while it was, under a penny and under 50 cents. And I did that so everybody, and I did all the calculations and everything. And I did that, and a millionaire stash basically to like target points from 5 cents, 8 cents, 13 cents. And then, and then I just went ahead and did the dollar. Obviously, $1 million is $1 million, right? But the more you stack DigiByte, the more profitable gains when it does move up 400, 200, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think people understand the capabilities of any cheap crypto that has a good team behind it, not just a team of development and future development and future prosperity levels in the in our world, right? And future adoption levels off the charts, by the way. If you can accumulate more while it's cheap, there shouldn't be any complaining here. Like I keep stacking, stacking, and I keep stacking. Okay, I don't care what it's at right now. I mean, where it's at. Right? Even if it was 150 or, a little lower, where it's at, guys, you're never going to see it the time after next year as low as it is now. So
it's a no-brainer. In the top 100. As a matter of fact, DigiByte's never been below the top 2/3. It's never been below I don't know what the ranking is today, but it's always in the top 2/3 of the top 100 of market cap, right? So we're always within the top 60 cryptocurrencies on Earth. So you have to remember that right now, all those banks that are buying up Bitcoin and buying up Ethereum and XRP, they're looking at that top 100. And right now, the market cap of DigiByte is probably in 280, 270, as far as 270 million.
Yeah.
All the big eyes are looking at it. It's never moved. It's always been there. It's went up and down. But the point is, it's with the big boys. So as Bitcoin makes its run to 100,000 this next year, and it will do better than 100,000 this next year, and that's just a math equation. I mean, it's super simple, right?
Yeah.
When that happens, DigiByte will. People are always asking when it's $1, and I say no problem. It will be $1 when Bitcoin's well over 6 figures. And people go, well, that's lame. I'll buy something else. I go, you don't understand the percentage gain. When these smaller coins move, these smaller market caps, it is impressive. I mean, I literally made 250% in the month of November when XRP made its move. So you sit back and you go, well, wait a minute, that's more than Bitcoin did this year, and when it in the same amount of time. And people don't really, I mean, there's people that understand the alts and that people that are understanding Bitcoin, and it's a totally different game. And you're just on two different time fields, really.
So I got a question here that this might shake up a lot of people, but I don't think this is going to happen. But anyway, so Spaceman said, just came in. How do you think the new regulations from Minucci's will affect DGB wallet? Can DGB start KYC on the wallet? No, that would be really dumb. I mean, I guess you would have to, sign for KYC before you get your wallet, but this is supposed to be a decentralized platform.
Okay? Yeah, so it's actually a really easy question to answer. Let me do this. First off, the regulations are coming out, and first off, this is not a straight regulation. I'm pretty sure it's just a suggestion, right? Or they throw these out like fiery darts to see what happens.
Yeah, they want to shake people up. Yeah.
Yeah. So first off, they're going to go and attack who they can. Those are exchanges. Those are companies that have put themselves out there. They're not like Uniswap. They're these exchanges like Gemini, Coinbase, and stuff. They're going to start with the big boys. Then they're going to work their way down. You can already see Binance US being rattled and ready to leave the country. Okay. And it's scary because the United States is the lagger when it comes to the world of cryptocurrencies because they're the most prideful in their world reserve currency. So that's sad.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's not just sad. It sucks.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, Siri just started talking about cryptocurrency in the background. That was weird. All right. So my point being is that that's the first thing they're going to do. Now we're talking about wallets. They're going to go to companies that are full on registered, and some companies have literally registered with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission to build wallets. All right. They're going to go with those next. They're not going to be able to touch DigiByte, right? That's the most beauty about it. That's where I think you are going to see a flood into this blockchain. And it's funny because Script, you said it the other day when I was talking about cauliflower, and I totally screwed up the protocol. It was actually dandelion. Yeah. And so I don't even want to talk about it, to be honest with you. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. I guess until the big speaking heads, and you guys know who you are in the group, in the community, start talking about it again, I don't even want to bring it up because we saw what happened with Monero. And so that is a fact. There's, and let's be honest. The government can come in and then go, fine, you aren't going to do KYC. Well, then Binance US, Coinbase, Gemini, you ain't listing DigiByte. And you know what? That's true. Well, good news. We've seen lots of other projects that the US isn't allowed to list, and we've made lots of money from it. So let's put it this way. This goes back to the beginning of the interview. This is screaming the reason why all of your listeners need to understand how important it is to move their currencies onto cold storage. If you don't know how to do it now, you're going to lose. You're going to miss out. And I feel bad for people.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the regulations will come. Yeah, I completely agree to the centralized exchanges or any kind of exchange medium that generates a profit off of us.
Yep.
Now I'm hearing an echo.
Crap.
I'm hearing another echo.
Go anyway, so.
What's that?
I got to go eat dinner with the family pretty soon anyway, so I got to go.
To where I wanted to go. You know what? I had tons of questions here, and
how's the echo now?
Hello.
Echo.
No, I don't hear you.
Echo. If I say echo enough, there's an echo.
I don't know. But my thing is Spaceman. I mean, he does bring up a good valid point, but I guess what I'm saying is they already have it set up where all your information are on these exchanges if you want to cash out to US dollars. So
yes.
And the United States, if they go digital currency for like crypto, they're going to trust me, they're going to work out their own system where they're going to try to get everybody, if you wanted to cash out your decentralized bags, that you're going to have to, use their currency for some reason. Yeah, then I could see that, that KYC issue that you're going to have to do that if you want their dollar. Yeah. And that's the thing, like with that kind of regulation and power, I don't think people want to stick around if they truly love decentralization. I think they'll just go somewhere else. I think the government would really the government just doesn't want, they just want control. They don't want you to have any say so about your money. You know what I mean? They don't trust you. They don't trust me. They don't trust Ninja. The government just doesn't trust anybody. And you know what? The government has too much power as it is. You know, I believe there's like an amendment that the people should rise up against the government if it's broken. So
yeah, so actually, it's good you bring that up because the Federal Reserve Act is actually up on the chopping block right now. And people don't realize the last time that it was amended was in the early 70s. And it's about to be brought into the forefront now because the economic collapse is so great that we're at a precipice where we need our central bank to be literally the buyer of last resort and start buying every stock, every bond there is on the open market. Like Japan. That's how bad it is. Well, along with that, we have cryptocurrency. And I don't know if you remember this part in the movie Titanic, where the grandma was talking to the daughter and she was talking about all the wealthy people in the room. And she goes, well, this person owns railroads and this person owns telegraphs. And this is the new money. And they would talk about these other wealthy people and insult them because they didn't inherit their money from generation to generation. They were just wealthy, but they insult them, right? Well, what we have right now is a bunch of new money multimillionaires, and you have some listeners that probably maybe only have $5,000 or $10,000, and I don't say that in an insulting way. In cryptocurrency, what they don't realize is in the next few years, if they can hold on to this and invest in good projects, not crap projects, we don't need any sushi all-you-can-eat coins, right? But in good projects, you're going to be wealthy. And the point is that you're going to be adopted into the system by default.
What was that? What was that crypto you said, unicorn slushy or something? No, I didn't. I didn't invest in unicorn slush or what is it? Sushi gas station.
Yeah. It's insane. Yeah, gas station sushi. It's like, dude,
gas station. Is that a real thing?
Names. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Those things.
I want butt munch coin. That's what we need is butt munch coin.
They're geared towards our kids. That should be against the law. Get them out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Jeez,
that's infringing my rights.
Yeah.
Name them cute, cuddly puppy dog coin.
I remember people used to make fun of DigiByte. The name. What's DigiByte? I'm like, well, there's all kinds of tech names. That sounds that's like a cool name. But you've got like unicorn slushy coin and all you can eat sushi coin and sashimi coin. They're like, are you freaking kidding me? I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I think this guy makes a lot of sense. Cryptopher, I think his name is Christopher.
Nice.
I deciphered that one real quick, didn't I? I think if we can get people to really understand the difference between decentralization and privacy and why decentralization is what really matters,
yes,
a lot of questions would clear up. And yeah, I mean, but privacy really matters too. And there is a difference, because there's a decentralized nature. For decentralization, that means no government is its own governments, right? It's trusted with other people with consensus and confirmations of something that we don't have to trust a middleman anymore that's making money off of us.
Yeah.
And that's why regulations are in place so they can take back that wealth that you're trying to bring to decentralized exchanges. But privacy, now I believe in they don't want you to have your own control with your identity and all that, so there is a difference between decentralization and privacy, but the whole thing is, it is kind of the same, but a good explanation. Is there a good explanation between privacy and why decentralization is what really matters, like the difference between them?
You're asking me?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to.
So yeah, I've got a great answer. Well, I think it's a great answer. Let's see if the viewers agree. So let's just start with what's most important: decentralization, because you can't get fully private right now. That's too late. We've all signed up for these phones. We've already given it away, right? We always take photos of our dinner. You pretty much know I ate lasagna last night, or I'm about to, because I'm gonna put it on Facebook, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
The most important part right now is to start with decentralization, right? Because The facts are, when there was a breach at Target, they figured out that I bought a couple of Beanie Babies while ago with my Visa card. Well, I can't get away from that because the Visa card has my name.
Crap, man. That's crap.
So
they should never know that.
The breach would never have happened if Target was decentralized, right? It was easy to hack into that.
Trust them. We can't trust Target. It's ridiculous.
You might as well put a target on your face.
It's ridiculous that you should have to, trust these mega corporations. That's what no one's fighting for. No one's making clear sense that we shouldn't have to give our information or our phone number, our last name, or our social security number, or where we live to buy Legos or whatever.
Beanie Babies.
Come on, man.
They're really cute
Babies.
They're worth more. Now think about this,
man.
So
come on.
The breach would never happen with Target way back when. Now remember, isn't that what started DigiByte? Was the Target breach? I'm pretty sure that was the start of DigiByte. It was on the Genesis block. Okay, so the breach would never happen with Target because the only way a breach happens is because the server allows it. Because someone got in and the server went, "Oh, you're cool. I recognize you. I recognize that sign in. Come on in. You want to see what the ninja bought? Well, he bought more than some Beanie Babies." Well, the thing is that breach would never happen because in blockchain, that breach would have came through and a computer goes, "I want to let you in. Let's go ask the other computer." And the other computer's all, "No, don't be a butt munch. That guy is not allowed to come in and talk to us." And that's what the blockchain does, right? Consensus. And so the whole point is that we need to stop worrying about privacy. You've already screwed the pooch. You should never have went on MySpace. You should never have went and signed up for Facebook. That's too late. Let's start with decentralization and let's back up the truck. If we can get fully decentralized, we can go back into privacy. So we have to start with decentralization.
Yeah, and the thing is you can't trust anybody except yourself. No one's going to believe in yourself more than you can believe in yourself. It's like this. You don't have the right to make millions of dollars like Jeff Bezos, but you have the chance, okay? Yeah. They're not going to give you Jeff Bezos' money. Yeah. They're not going to do it. They're not going to say, "Okay, Jeff Bezos, it's time to quarter out your wealth to everybody in the United States." No, these people are power-hungry vultures that want to know everything about you in the name of compliancy or in the name of we're here to protect you or in the name of, no, we don't want you to have that power. We want the back door. And that's all emails were, a back freaking door.
That's right.
That's all it is. And every time you give up information that connects to your personal identification, it's just a rabbit trail. It's not even breadcrumbs for them. They know it. They know that these companies. It's like this. There's some states that have stores that you can walk in without a mask. Okay, it's not a law. You can go. You can go in there. It's it's up to you. If you want to wear a mask, fine. But there's other states in like gas stations. They will tell you to put on the mask. But it's not law. It's a preference. And these people are forcing their preference to have complete control over you because they do not want you to have any power over yourself. Once you walk in, you become their property. They're not directly saying it, but that's how they control you.
Well, the cool thing is if we don't go to that gas station, they're going to go broke. The problem is there are enough people thinking that way.
It's exactly it, man. I mean, I'm just tired of how the world is ran. I'm tired of being lied to. I think we all are. And it's just crap, man.
Yeah.
It's just crap. Oh, there it is. Cop, Ledger. Yeah. Ledger, all their, the users of Ledger, they got hacked. All the emails are taken and all those emails are connected to phone numbers and everybody's being spoofed.
Oh yeah, I've been getting it like crazy every other day. Yeah.
They can't tell me what's good for me.
Yeah.
Eventually you still have to push back, but collectively, this is the problem. We can't even collectively get people to wake up and push back. Yeah. We can't. People are so deceived today. They're so in their own little world. They don't want to sacrifice a little bit of time for their brother next door. You know what I mean? People are in selfish mode right now.
Well,
and it's so true.
I actually got to go because I am super hungry and there's lasagna smell.
All right, there is lasagna for you, brother.
It's hitting my nose.
All right, guys.
Hey,
listen.
real quick, I got to throw this out. So the Ledger hack happened, right? You want to know why? They have everyone's emails and phone numbers because it's a centralized server that has all that when those people order their hardware. Now, try and do that with DigiByte. There's no information. You want to set up a wallet right now, a web wallet? Go do it. Go set up a VPN and go set up a web wallet right now and watch how decentralized it is. And I'm telling you what, pretty soon people are going to start waking up to the fact, yes, it's awesome. Trezor, Ledger, they've all integrated DigiByte because they know where that tech is going. But when you start to realize these decentralized wallets too are amazing, that if you can custody your own private keys, if you are trustworthy enough to do it, I know a lot of people have lost a lot of private keys. Actually, there's somebody right now. This is a sad story. There is somebody out there that just did an interview that had a big refund come in Bitcoin. It's probably some overseas, pharmacy trade, right? It was a refund that they got in Bitcoin, and they lost their private keys, and their account is now worth over $2 billion. And they could physically see their account, but they can't touch the $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. I mean, that's horrible. That's hell on earth right there, right? But if you are able to remember or store your private keys somewhere, you could actually set up a web wallet and be completely off the grid. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
well, guys, I am going to end it here. So thank you, Economy Ninja. Go sub to his channel, guys.
Thanks.
He's a man of wisdom and can help you guys a lot if you don't know anything about economics. And guys, we're in DigiByte. This is the DigiByte Comm Talk. We do this at our own free will and the kindness of our own hearts and time. Guys, if you want to donate $5, $10, $15, big donors. It doesn't matter. We love you the same, guys. And I just want you to be safe out there and don't get pushed back. Do some more research. Get healthy. Learn as much as you can while you're on your lockdown, wherever you are, and just know that you are somebody.
Yeah.
Rise up, step chickens. No, I'm joking. Rise up, step chicken. No, I'm just joking. Okay. Anyway, so guys, sweet. we love you, Economic Ninja, and we're going to end it here. Can you wave to everybody?
No, I'm going to do a little couple.
Do the ninja stance. Yes.
No.